It was the handshake heard across Canada. Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, displaying the proverbial upper hand in the Oval Office with U.S. President Donald Trump.
Well, I think Mr. Trudeau is definitely trying to show that Canada is its own person and it will not bow down to the United States, and that we can handle our own affairs, and we're definitely an independent country.
Donald Trump is deeply unpopular with America's neighbor to the north. In fact, shortly after becoming the U.S. president, his name was removed from this Toronto hotel following public outcry. Hello. And in the upcoming federal elections, the leading candidates have both used brand Trump to try and tarnish the opponent. Trudeau's Liberal Party has accused Canada's Conservatives of embracing Trumpism, though that's a stretch. Meanwhile, Andrew Scheer, the Conservative Party leader, has argued Trudeau is too weak to stand up to Trump. That too is a stretch. In fact, much of Trudeau's campaign as it relates to foreign policy has centered largely on his renegotiation of NAFTA, a three-way trade deal with the U.S. and Mexico.
If you look at the actual results of the NAFTA negotiation, Canada did quite well. We made very few concessions, and we got rid of some parts of NAFTA that we didn't like, and we preserved those parts of NAFTA in the teeth of the American negotiating team that we felt we needed.
As Prime Minister, Trudeau has often positioned himself as a contrast to Trump. A day after Trump announced his so-called Muslim ban, Trudeau announced that Canada would welcome all who are fleeing war, quote, regardless of your faith. He didn't reference Trump.
Because of the way the Trump government works, Canada must be very careful. He's the name that you will not speak, but you know he's there, and you know he's dangerous.
The two leaders have met on a handful of occasions. Some backfired. In Quebec in 2018, Trudeau hosted the G7. The Canadian leader said he would impose retaliatory tariffs on the U.S. Feeling insulted, Trump pulled the U.S. from the closing G7 communique and called Trudeau, quote, meek and mild. So would a Conservative-led government handle things differently? Unlikely, says historian Robert Bothwell.
There is really only one way Canada can approach Donald Trump as a government, as a country, and that is very quietly and very calmly and not react to provocation and hope that, for the most part, Trump will not notice us.
So expect more of the same up north, as long as things stay the same down south. Roee Ruttenberg, CGTN in Toronto.